to my channel. Welcome to this week's WiPnChat. I have Galaxy out again. I apologise for the fuzz of the focus. If I move my camera, it'll probably fall off. Oh, I've just realised I've got okay, good. Yeah, okay, Sophie, go away. You don't. They just go together. Huh? See? Just like that.
It's fixed, Mummy.
Yeah. Alright. I'm trying to think where I'm at. No. Press record and shit goes down. There you go, it just sits there like that, Sophie. It was just on the table. Just go put it back on the table. Marcus has made a piece to fix her swing to enable it to balance a bit better. At the moment he's just got one piece of string in, it doesn't sit stable, so this is to spread the weight as you would on a normal swing. She's a bit of a fan of swings these days. Alright, well, welcome to the WiPnChat, and excuse my slightly, I don't know, overtired, scattered brain. Cup of tea. Oh, it's a good temperature. Remind me to drink it. I'm recording. Now is not the time to be playing. Go away. Go play with your things. Marcus has just gone for a lie down. He forgot his meds this morning, so I think it's now catching up on him. And he's probably a bit sore. Okay. She's all the chatter, isn't she? I did put a poll out on my YouTube community page. I must have done it at the wrong time because I think I got 0 responses, or at least I've seen no responses on my poll. I was asking if a vlog would be appreciated. Excuse the interruption. I don't even know where I was. Okay, so work was okay this week. Couple of interruptions with appointments and things like that. Had a funeral to go to support Marcus, an old family friend that the family used to holiday with was being buried, so went along to that and let him catch up with his people while I kept an eye on Sophie. Had a second coaching, kind of whatever you want to call it, coaching session with the company through work. She actually expressed surprise that I had gone along to the meeting with her at the beginning of the week and had already actioned booking into the gym. I said, well, it's all online, so it was kind of easy. You know, I didn't really have an excuse of I don't want to talk on the phone or anything like that. I was able to book it online and then able to go, and then had the introduction to the machine session and have booked a second one to figure out the machines downstairs, because there's 2 levels and the machines downstairs are different. They're similar but different. So I need to go and get that done. So that's been booked in as well. That was booked in at the session when I was about to leave. So that was good. Didn't pull up too sore. Like the couple triceps were a little bit kind of achy and all that kind of thing, but nothing nothing wrong with that kind of pain or ache or, you know, very much Oh, those muscles did some work. So that was pretty good. So she actually introduced me to the machines by making me do 3 reps of 12. It took less than half an hour to do it. So, yeah, I really need to, well, I was told I should actually timetable it in. And it's like, yeah, I'm a little bit kind of blasé about booking it in. Classes would probably be easier to remain committed to. There is a new step challenge that is coming up, I think in June or July, that I signed up for with J-Rob, Rebecca, Tia, and I think Crashley are all heading up teams, so there will be competition galore on that one, I'm sure, when it gets going, because I don't think any of us are really non-competitive, which is all kinds of cool. So it should be a bit of fun. I'm actually thinking, because I keep seeing it on my, I think it's on my Facebook feed, the Conqueror Challenge. So I think Rachel has done one already, and I'm half tempted to kind of go, you know what, I wouldn't mind getting a medal and having something that I can kind of go, I earned this by doing this much extra, different, whatever it is, you know, and in the process, you know, tone up, trim up, whatever, you know, and just get the weight down to help my back, which in turn will help everything else, I hope. In saying that, it's been freezing cold this weekend, as Mrs. Coffee is complaining about 70s. Really, you're soft. I don't think there's anything soft about Mrs. Coffee, to be honest. Except maybe the COVID pudge that she's alleging she's put on. Anyway, I'm only teasing. So yeah, having the Conqueror kind of medal would kind of be nice to get in the post. It's something like $30 or 30 Aussie maybe to do it. I don't know if shipping is extra. There's also little plaques that you can get to display them on the wall. These little wooden hexagon things that actually you can put all the ribbon bit behind it, and then you have the medal on display. And I think you should. I haven't got my, well, I have got my medals out, but they're not really displayed. But they are hanging below the bedroom light. But it's, you know, a bit of a jumble and that kind of thing. It would be kind of nice to have, you know, these are my medals. I've done some 10Ks. I've done my marathon, which is probably my longest single achievement. And yeah, I should kind of encourage myself to go, yeah, you can do this. While we're at the beginning of the video, if you are interested in my vlogs, I do have Patreon set up now for my vlogs, and I would love to have you jump on board. It's literally the price of a coffee a week. It's $20 a month to do it. You will get a vlog each week, and depending on the interest, whether you want the vlogs as they happen or you want one bang video each week, that can be decided on. So I was doing it as multiple clips within the week. Hubby is kind of going, you know, as your one and only Patreon, you know, how about doing them as they happen so it's fresh? So I did the poll and didn't really get a response that I was hoping for. So that kind of sucked a bit. I don't know, do you see polls more when they're on the app than you do on the computer? Because maybe people watch on the computer rather than their app. I know I'm on both, but so I'll have my subscription page open at work, but I go to the app and I see that posts on the app. I don't necessarily see them on the internet. So here's your warning. There's a community tab on my page, and there is a poll, and if it's something that you would like to join in on, please make your voice heard by saying whether you'd want it a once off, once a week, so it's longer and you get to actually kind of have it maybe as a whip and chat, although with my vlogs you'll probably be getting a lot more visual stuff, so you probably need to be able to watch it at the same time. Because, you know, for instance, in the last week I showed you a gorgeous sunset, or showed you, actually it was the sunrise, sorry, not the sunset. I might take you geocaching, and on a walk I might be showing you views, that kind of thing would be on it. So the whip and chat is a bit more kind of, ignore what I'm doing, I'm just working, and I'm hating that it's blurry. I'm really, really hating that it's blurry. I'm not even sure that that's much better. I know we've got the height set because the bridge is a set height, but it's making me feel like my eyes aren't working, and it's bad enough with my glasses that I feel like my eyes aren't working. I was out with my driving glasses on and I'm kind of going, I can't read the damn sign again. What is going on with my eyes that it's not working? Yeah. It's really off-putting, and they're multifocals, so I'm having to get used to the different lenses as well, and it's just horrible. But I can't go back to single vision glasses because I can't read for crap with single visions in. I can read better without my glasses almost. It's really weird, really. And I'm only late 40s, so it's probably going to get even shittier in my 50s and 60s. Gads. Anyway, what else has been happening? Have been geocaching pretty much each evening, going out in the dark. Getting half of one last week, and the ducks chased us. You'll see that if you get the vlogs. There was, I don't know, probably, what was it? We got to the car park and there was grass, and there was, I think, 2 or 4 ducks just sitting on the grass near the car. Well, park the car and get out of the car, and the next thing I know, there must have been, I reckon, 30 ducks come flocking towards us, like running, you know, full kind of, you know, hip waddle. It was funny as. So we're standing there trying to get the information from, let's call it waypoint 1, to get the first number, and they're seriously, if I was quick enough, I could probably have grabbed one from around the neck and grabbed it to pet it. But they were a little bit kind of shy. But they were seriously right on top of my feet kind of thing. It was just incredible. So, yeah, Sophie and I had a bit of a walk there, and then the next night we had to go back because it was too dark. And seriously, when we got to it the next night, there is no way in hell we would have spotted this thing. It was a bison, which isn't big. It's like the top end of the pen, so this bit of the pen, as a little tube. But it was camouflaged with duct tape camo. Oh, man. So it just blended in with the trunk and everything else. So I'm there kind of shining a torch the first night going, oh my god, I'm going to be looking so conspicuous. I'm going to stop. Let's just go. Because this house is like literally, you know, a bee's dick away looking down on us. So yeah, we went back the next day and it was like, yay, found it. So yeah. Now, this container is pretty full, hence me starting with this colour and being a little bit scattered. Because it was the last of the 208. I have to say, while it's square, I don't know why I picked this, to be honest. maybe I was after the purples. It's pretty, it's funny. I don't know where I'd put it. And I can't wait for it to be finished and gone off my desk. Not that I hate it. I'm just kind of meh. You know, maybe I need to chuck Pinson or something. I don't know. Did you see the new Chuck Pinsons on Diamond Art Club's page today? Oh my goodness. It's the one with the cottage in the stream, and oh, it's just gorgeous. It's got swans in the pond or in the river. It's got the deer in the back across the stream, and the house is like the kind of house that I would have built if I'd had the money and the sense to build. It's a Finnish style log cabin from my experience. They may be Scandinavian, they may be plentiful in the States, but to me it's like the Finnish log cabin designs that I saw when a friend of mine was kind of spruiking this business in Ireland at one point in time. So, and there's one. So what's this? A sparkly pink? Mm-hmm. There. So yeah, it's just idyllic. Great big windows. I love the natural wood. Yeah, just gorgeous. Just really, really gorgeous. I'm just gonna have to. Oh, I don't know. Keep dreaming. Maybe when I get to heaven. Apparently, though, there's what is it? Yeah. In my mansion, there are many rooms. I don't want a room. I just want my log cabin in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Yeah. don't mind me. Five of these. All right. All right. Now, what else was I going to chat about? Well, I can chat about the geocaching if that doesn't bore you silly. What do we do with geocaching this weekend? So yesterday I took off, and there was one just across the river, but I knew it was a bit of a hike. I got that out of the way first. Sophie was absolutely knackered by this walk. Hang on. There it is. It was something like a 2-kilometer walk in, and it was around the bays. So there was Risdon Bay or something, or Risdon and Shag Bay and something else. And then it was a steep kind of climb up a loose, cliffy kind of thing, and she started freaking out. She's screaming, she's got no confidence in doing it, and she's doing awesome. So I take Flopsy off her, and I put Flopsy in my hood, so we're both hands-free. And I'm pushing her up, saying, no, hands and knees, up the hill, you can do this. And, you know, she got there. Had a bit of a break, and then we had to come back down again. Well, I wasn't going to come back down where we had gone up, because it was really quite steep. And the last thing I needed was my 3-year-old to go hurtling down a cliff face, or me to go hurtling down a cliff face, either dragging her or not dragging her, and then have her. Yeah, my brain was going into overdrive. How in the hell am I going to get up and down and still be alive at the end of this? So, got to ground zero of this cache, and there's nothing. And I'm looking, and the hint is saying something about, what would a burrowing animal do? Think like the burrowing animal. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, there's nothing at where I'm seeing ground zero. So I start widening my field, because I'm damned if I'm going to have climbed this damn hill and not find the stupid piece of Tupperware in the middle of the thing. I took a picture of this. Seriously, I'm going, why am I doing this? This is a ridiculous hobby. Seriously, looking for Tupperware in the bush. But in saying that. Sophie and I scaled this hill, and Sophie and I scrambled back down the hill, and she has learned new skills about going down things backwards and ducking around the thorny bits and all this kind of stuff. And we did have some fun, although I did actually lose it with her at one point because she was crying and whining so much, and it was like, sit your ass down. I can't deal with this. I'm Jack at this. I want to get out of here. But we can't. We have to keep going the way we're going. And you're doing brilliantly. And let's just keep going. And she's kind of going and whinging and whining, going, it's too slippy, I'm gonna fall. Oh. We got out there and I sat on a rock and I just said, Sophie, we made it. You made it. You did brilliantly. And after a bit, she's kind of going, can we go? Can we go? And I said, no, you need to give me a hug. So we gave each other a big hug and we, you know, took credit with what we had done. And then walked back out on the trail that was there, because this was all rough scrambling. It was seriously, you know, we shouldn't have been in this bit. It wasn't a path or anything else. You know, we absolutely rocked. So we were back on the path. She was fine. I was fine. Some woman with a schnauzer that came tearing up to us, sopping wet, and jumped on me. Yeah, it was like, oh, she just wants to say hello to the child. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. But Sophie doesn't like having particularly wet, soggy wet dogs in her face anyway. So, yes, wasn't overly impressed by that, but that's okay. So we started walking out, and instead of, and I started off the day, sorry, I'm gonna have to get drills. I started off the day kind of, I don't know, something just set me off after I'd gotten up, and it was just like, leave me alone, grumble, rawr, you know. Yeah, I wasn't overly happy. So we started off the walk and I'd taken a wrong turn, and if we had just gone down where Sophie had tried to run away from before, it probably would have worked out okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to fit all of these in. Oh, maybe not. That's going to be a bit, oh, help, a bit tight. There's an awful lot of these not used. Okay. Yeah, I think there's some static in that bag. Get in. So, yeah. So we bush bashed the first bit, and Sophie's, you know, because she's down at the thorny level or the branch level, and I think she ended up at one stage getting a branch in her face, and, you know, so it was a bit off-putting for her, and, you know, the trails, I'm kind of going, there's a trail, and then there's a branch in the way or something. I was like, bloody hell. Found the track, and it was fine once we got onto the track, and I was like, oh, damn it, there was the trail, and your mum is just silly. So, yes, it was a lot of angst. Well, no, the first bit was angst when it didn't need to be, but either way, we got there. And, you know, she was all good on the normal trail and stuff, but she was tired, and we got back to the car, and she's, you know, kind of going, can we go home? And I said, no, we were going to get something to eat, and then we're going to go and get the birdhouse. And she was all keen to go and get the birdhouse cache, and to get something to eat. So I drove, and she fell asleep, and got food. I started eating in the car, and she was still asleep. So I drove down to a drive-by cache that I was able to park right next to and grab it, and it was literally a fake switch plate, which was all kinds of, you know, cool, and what I kind of expected to have at this cache site where the dude in the blue car was parked the previous week. So got that. Sophie woke up, gave her food, and then we went to the birdhouse cache, knowing that she could eat as we walked at the birdhouse. And she would, you know, more than likely enjoy it. So we go and park, and we start walking to this cache, and there's like motorbike kind of tire tracks in the area, but no motorbikes up there this day. Go in and we narrow down to where ground zero is, and then I spy this treehouse in the middle of the bush. Now, it's a infield gadget cache. It was actually called a letterbox style. So what they do with a letterbox style is kind of send you to the general vicinity, and then you've got to work out what it is from there. I don't really understand why. But it might be more of a feature as opposed to go to this particular spot. Anyway, that's what it was set up as. And we got there, and you had to do a particular kind of set of movements on the box to get it to open. So you had to slide this bit, slide that bit, move this bit, and it would present itself. And I moved it, and the container inside had blocked off the opening mechanism, so it only left a tiny portion for me to be able to reach in with fingers to be able to unhook a padlock that was there. And there was an instruction on the padlock saying don't lock. There was a key in there just in case somebody did, but I don't know if you would have been able to get in to get the key if somebody did lock it. But either way, there was a spider nest on the lid. That was like, eek. And apparently a huntsman used to live in there. There was no huntsman in there this time. It was a millipede party instead. The little black millipedes that we get in the house, actually. And there was a whole bunch of those in there. And then there was a big box and some swaps. We don't do the swaps, but Sophie likes to look at them. And yeah, so that was that one. And then we went and I looked on the map and there was another one. I said, "Are you up for another one?" She's still got her box of chips and popcorn chicken. So she's happy enough to walk, but then she starts having a bit of a fit. She falls at some point and gets herself spiked. She ended up tearing a hole in the pair of trousers, which is a little bit kind of dang, because they were her spotty ones that she likes. But yeah, it was all good. We got the caches, and then the next one we went to was the tat you get for Christmas, and there was a carving knife set in that. Now I don't know if it's a very good carving knife set, but there was a carving knife set, and I'm kind of thinking, why in the hell are they putting this kind of crap in, like it's a weapon, in the wrong hands? Anyway, there was a little candle and there was other bits of stuff. So again, if you're in the vlogging bit of Patreon, I don't have an egg, Sophie. Yeah, you go and get an egg. If you're in the vlogging section, you will get to see the videos from that, because I'll throw them in. And I do vlog on the way out then, as I'm walking, just cause. So yeah, there's that. Then today I went to, just across the river, there's a stretch, and there was, I still have to put the logs in, I think it was maybe 5 regular caches and what's called an earth cache. Now an earth cache, you need to answer questions about a geological feature. So in this case, across the way there is a sandstone wall that's supposed to be full of fossils. We didn't get to see any today, but we were over there and we answered the questions. And I'm just going to get these out of the way. Oh, this, by the way, is the Thin Blue Line by Patriotic Beauty. The tips are from Everlasting Tips. The brass tip is just off a pen. And the Diamond Art Club painting is Galaxy by Erica the Goober. Sorry. So there's this fossil wall. Yeah, didn't see any fossils. And Sophie was kind of jack of geocaching at this stage. So we had done, I think, 2 or 3 drive-bys, which were very much kind of park the car, jump out. It's right across the road kind of jazz. And somebody had taken a shit at one location because it was secluded from the road, and it was like, yeah, right below where we were standing for the cache. This, you know, lovely. The next one was, what was the next one? The next one was, sorry, I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. It doesn't work. The next one then was like a little view over the river, and I'm kind of going, this is really, really nice. There's some gorgeous views, and the weather was really nice. I was expecting showers today as well, but the weather held, and we got the next one, which was like park, jump out of the car again, not a problem. And then the walk started to get a little bit longer. I think Sophie stayed in the car for one because it was literally like just next to the car. And then we got to one that had a bit of a walk. Now this area is kind of like one of the other suburbs that I used to live in, but it's still very new in development and everything else, but it's a beautiful walk. And I said to hubby on the way back, or when I got back, how gorgeous this walk was, and how the houses were beautiful, and, you know, I'd consider, you know, buying in this area if we ever had the opportunity to be able to buy. It's 13 minutes from here, which means commuting into work would not be all that bad, but it was, you know, beautiful views, gorgeous homes, some of them not terribly old, so architecturally they're interesting as well, and just, you know, cheaper because there's not much around. So yeah, absolutely love that. Went on this walk. So Sophie is pitching a fit about wanting to do the walk, and then she starts running. She finds a feather and all's good in the world. That was her magic wand, and, you know, she starts running around. Well, I get to where the coordinates are sending me to, and I'm kind of thinking, this is going to be a magnetic on the bench. Doesn't say that it's magnetic on the bench, but that's where my instincts are kind of going. And somebody said, I've never seen this kind of hide before. I'm kind of thinking, oh crap, right, what is it? Could it be a fake weed? Because the cache location is showing on the path. And I'm thinking, oh dear. Anyway, turns out it was actually magnetic. It was actually on the bench. And, you know, so you can sit there feeling less obtrusive in the sight of a house. Yeah. There were people walking. There were what we call turbo chucks. They're black, brown birds that run around. They're waders. They're not swimmers. Sorry, these drills have now gone everywhere. I think they're a bit staticky. Damp finger picks them up really, really well. Oops, that's not the one. So, yeah, I found the cache. The next one was like 1 kilometer away. Sophie was not going to be doing that. I already knew that. So didn't even try. So we jumped back in the car and she's going, I want to go home. I'm kind of going, there's one more. And that's it then for that side, almost. And I said, there's one more. Now, I ended up being able to leave her in the car, walk down where she could see me, get the thing off the fence. And then we jumped back in the car to get the fossils on the way back, because these fossils, or this cliff, is southbound. So it's really hard to swing into if you're coming upriver. So stop at the fossils, get her interest back again, and she's all good. And we look at a big boulder that's fallen off this sandstone wall cliff that's here, and then get back into the car. I've answered all the questions, sent them off to the chick who is in charge of this earth cache, and yeah, so just got to wait to hear back from her saying, yay, go ahead and log the cache. So yeah, it's all good. But Sophie got to learn a bit from that. She had, you know, we had a little bit of a walk, not a huge amount of a walk today. Yeah. And it's still the middle of the day, but, you know, we had done enough. She has, you know, done enough. Yesterday was a huge walk. No, you've already had an egg. No. 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 Not for you. Go away. Goodbye. No. No. Now you're being rude again. Problem is, when she's home, she will not have a nap. She's sitting upright on the iPad. Stick her in the car and she'll conk out. And I don't think it's a big enough nap. So when she's in the car, she wakes up as soon as she gets home. And that's it, the nap is over. So it's only as far as you're driving, basically. And she's at that age where she still needs to nap, really, but won't. So it's a little bit frustrating. When they're getting to that need a nap, won't take a nap. And I'm not planning on going out again today. I've got some recording I want to get done, and all of that kind of thing. Now, I will give you a sneak peek of something, and I know that I'm diamond painting here, but I was in the newsagents getting my cross-stitch magazines, and I saw this. Look, this is a Disney cross-stitch collectible thingamajiggy. Now, they fit in folders, so I'll open this on a separate video. It is cheap floss here, so it's not DMC. I don't know if they're going to give DMC, but it's licensed Disney stuff. It's hatchetpartworks.com/Disney Stitch. Hatchet Partworks. So it's Hatchet floss. It just says made in China. Comes with a bunch of needles. Like, comes with 6 needles. 6 needles? Yeah, 6 needles, 8 floss, that's just for part 1, $3 Australian, 4 if you're a Kiwi, and it's going to be building up. Okay, cross-stitch and create 4 beautiful samplers with the Disney cross-stitch collection. Week by week, see the characters come to life. So there's all of these. Sorry, camera is there. There's all of these in the samplers. Like, how cool! Crystal is a Disney fan. So, the regular price... Okay, so part 2... These are the teasers. Okay, part 1 and part 2 are usually cheaper than anything else in these. I used to collect this kind of thing. Can be quite expensive, but anyway. What is this? So, part 2 includes 4 new threads, easy to follow instructions to finish your Tigger. So you really need to get part 2 so you can finish Tigger, which is in the center of this. It's $6.99 Australian. The usual price is going to be $10 Australian each week. And yeah, they're all copyrighted. It's all licensed. It seems to be okay. It's showing other cross-stitchy stuff, and I'll give you the breakdown in a full video when I do an opening of it. But yeah, I couldn't resist it. It was like, oh, $3 to start it. And as I say, I know the prices go up. Like I used to get Needlecraft and something or other magazine. I think there's something like 70 or 100 issues. I used to get it fortnightly way back in the day. And yeah, it's expensive, but you've got so many different things covered. No way in heck got enough of those. 3837. So, you know, if doing something like this on a budget, you know, bit by bit is your thing, go for it. If Disney is your thing, go for it. If like weekly, it's a little bit of an ask. And I was, you know, a sentence short of telling the girls in the shop, by the way, I have a YouTube channel, because they were talking about it and kind of going, oh, I must get this and blah blah. And you know, I was almost going to say, oh yeah, follow me on YouTube. And Marcus is now saying, well, go down, static in these. Go down next week and say, oh, I spoke about you guys in on my YouTube channel. You know, that might be more of a draw. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I get my magazines from the same store. I always go to the same store. Oh, I've just spotted S's. Oh, where are the S's? Get out of the way. I think it's just the 2. So yeah, and one thing I found, there's a couple more. One thing I found with these kind of collections, they get in the first couple. You really should talk to your newsagents and say, will you keep this set for me? And they'll keep it at the back for you, so that when you go in, you're not kind of going, it's not on the shelf, what am I going to do? Now I can't get it. They will actually reserve a copy for you, and that means that they order it in knowing that they've got a buyer. So I've always done that when I got into any of these sets. Never missed an issue. If they could get a back issue for me and all of that kind of thing. Yeah. So if there is something like that that you're particularly interested in, use your people. Use your news agencies. Use Readly if you only want to do it online for some of the magazines. Use your libraries for books. I never go into a library and expect them to have a modern bestseller on the shelf. Never, 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 never. They never are. I think that was possibly... Oh no, that is the right colour. Never expect it. I reserve them on hold on the computer, and it might be weeks before they come in because everyone else is putting them on hold on the computer as well. So yeah, that is the way to get your popular books. Is use the resources, or you know, go inside to the library and reserve it on their computers if you need to. If you don't have a computer, well, chances are you're not going to be watching me, but if you know, most of the apps, the libraries have apps. They've got these Libby thing now where you can get e-readers available to you, and you borrow the e-reader for a couple of weeks. So make use of the ease of technology. Reading ebooks is... I thought it would be terrible because I was a book reader. I don't find it quite so terrible. I actually was so desperate to read a book when it first came out. It was a Dan Brown. You know, don't judge me. I actually like Dan Brown. He reads quite fluid. Reads kind of like a movie. Fast pace, and I devour his books. And Origin came out, and I'm kind of going, oh god, I don't want to spend whatever ridiculous amounts of money it was on a hardback, because it's seriously ridiculous amounts of money on a hardback. I'm trying to find a long enough stretch, and I'm not seeing it. There's some. So I ended up getting it on Kindle for cheaper than hardback because I didn't want to wait. I flew through the book, absolutely amazed at the fact that I had actually read this book as easily as I did on my phone at the time. I think it was an iPhone. It wasn't even on the iPad. So you're talking a tiny screen. It was an absolute pleasure to read. I set the font at a comfortable font and blasted through it. So if you think you're not going to like it, I would just suggest, just try one. Try a free book that is something that you enjoy reading. There's lots of freebies out there. I get freebies every single day through BookBub. I could buy them as well, depending on the book, what it is, but they're usually, you know, $2-3 if it's not free. And yeah, there's plenty of books on that I've got for free, and I have devoured. I found Cora Seaton as a new author for me and loved her books, and now follow her on Amazon. So I know she's got a new one coming out shortly, and I think I've actually pre-ordered her book. You know, so there's things like that. But yeah, I really, really enjoy having the e-readers. It means I've got a book everywhere with me if I don't want to go on Facebook, because you get stuck with the Facebook scroll and it's just like flick, flick. And it's just like mind-numbingly addictive. And sometimes I just don't want to connect to the ads, because that's all it seems to be. I can go onto Instagram and see a handful of people's pages or photos, and then it's ads and ads and ads, and it's just like, oh, this is just killing my brain cells. It really is discouraging, because it's either based on your search history or something, or I don't know, it's just, oh, it's just brain numbing. And I switch off then, and that means I'm missing people's posts, so I don't like that. I want to see my people's things, and because of the stupid ads and the stupid algorithms, you miss them half the time. And then people think, oh, nobody likes my stuff. It's like, no, because the algorithm is such that nobody gets to see it because there's so much crap. There was actually an ad I reported because it was for gambling, and it looked like a, you know, Animal Crossing ad. It wasn't Animal Crossing. It was cartoony though, and it was for gambling. And I'm kind of thinking, no way, no, this is all kinds of dodge. Sorry, you don't get to play gambling games, or say that it's advertising. No, you're not going to do that to people. Now, chances are my report is not going to get, you know, adhered to. The ad is still going. But if we let these companies, you know, fill Facebook or whatever with, you know, gambling and damaging stuff to people, then, you know, we're just as complicit in the addiction and the hell that they end up then living in. Because, you know, if you gamble, chances are you're not paying your bills, chances are you're not living within your means, and you're probably not very happy, but you still want to go back and do that game. And I think it's wrong how it's just programmed to suck people in and suck the life out of people. I think it's cruel. And yeah, chances are it's not even Australians skimming off either, it's China. And why should we be giving our money to another country even, you know, and having people suffer for it? Like Marcus was reading an article to me recently about some old girl who had lost her life savings over, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars to these scam artists who, you know, prey on the innocent, and it's just like, fuck, that just makes my blood boil. It's just wrong. Like, seriously, you have no morals. You are just the scum of society doing that to people. It's horrible, really nasty. Yeah. Yeah, somebody online just recently was going to buy a dog. And I went, nope, nope, smell a rat. And checked up the kennel, and it's very like another kennel, and it was all kinds of dodge, and I went, no, no, it's a scam. And yeah, they were pretty devastated because they had their hearts out on this puppy for nothing, kind of comparison. Like, it wasn't free, but it was certainly nothing in comparison to what a pup would cost if it was a reputable breeder. So yeah, it was horrible. And I felt really bad for pointing it out, even though I saved them hundreds or thousands even, you know. Speaking of pets, I have sick cats, I think, at the moment. Godric's doing a weird thing with his breathing, and Casey's stopped eating and he's lost weight. Now, I had worried that he might have feline leukemia or AIDS or something. I spoke to the vet when I brought Astrophy into the vet, and he's kind of going, yeah, if it's such and such, we can actually treat for it. They catch it when they fight with other cats. And, you know, because I was saying something about what he was doing, some behavior he was doing. Oh yeah, he was eating really well, but he wasn't putting on weight. He was actually like eating really well, but losing weight. Well, now he's not eating, and he's getting quite lethargic, and I've noticed some vomit in the cage and stuff, and it's like, oh dear. I don't know who it is that's been vomiting, but with his loss of weight, he's lost condition now. He's kind of skinny and skeletal under his coat. Now I'm kind of going, oh crap. And then Godric yesterday, I'm watching him and his stomach is kind of cramping, and Godric's my baby, he's 6. He has a gorgeous coat. He looks like Eli, for those of you familiar with Wolfpack. And he is just a darling, and for him to be off form and stay in bed this morning when I went out to feed them was like, whoa, okay. Came in and told Marcus, and I went, oh crap, what do? I don't have the money for the pets if it's going to cost me a small fortune, but we could at least get them tested or make the decision to let them go rather than suffer. Yes, go and get a pouch. So I'll book the vet tomorrow and see what they say. I mean, I know pets don't last forever, but these guys have been they've been wild. They were foster kittens, the 3 of them. They were foster kitten siblings that I adopted. Yeah, I'm a failed foster parent. And they lived, you know, in and out of the house when I was in the family home at, you know, the previous family. And, you know, they had the run of the bush, 5 acres or whatever. You know, they really, you know, they got to roam, they got to be free agents. Moved here and they were penned because we're in suburbs, and the last thing I needed was them getting skittled on the road. Oh, I'm going to have to move my sticky. This sticky. Because it's not picking up properly. And yeah, I mean, I know they don't last forever, but it's bad enough that I kind of think, oh, they haven't got a brilliant lifestyle here now in comparison to what they had. You know, they're not in the house. Marcus is allergic to cats. But I didn't have to split them up. I didn't have to rehome them together or otherwise. Godric does give Lexi a hard time, but then Lexi was a bitch to him for years, so sucks to be her. Karma's a bitch. Wish karma would work on other people, but anyway. Yeah. Let's leave that alone. I think I'm out of hourglasses. So yeah, so I'm a bit worried about them. We'll see how we go. But the vet wasn't open even today to book. I was like, damn. I thought they had an emergency number that I could ring for booking at least, but no. There is an after hours vet I could go to, but they cost a small fortune, and they're not, well, the cats haven't gone to vets really, so I don't have a regular vet that's familiar with any of them. So it doesn't really matter where I go. And this is where we get to the staticky. See, look, I've got sticking. Don't know. Oh, I do have some dryer sheet. Okay. Don't know if this is going to work. My dryer sheet has been out.
Mommy, that pouch, Mommy. That's my pouch, Mommy.
Hang on, Sophie.
That's my pouch.
It is. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This might not work, but it's worth a try. So, bit of a dryer sheet in with the staticky drills. Shake it all about. Actually, you need... There we go. Static is kind of gone. They're not fresh dryer sheets, but it still works. We are down to a couple of stripes. So yeah, that's going to be the next week, making the decision, I suppose, with the vets as to what we do with the cats. I'm all for keeping pets alive if they're comfortable and not in pain, but if a cat goes off their food, that's not a good sign. And I made the decision to let Astrophy go when she went off her food. Casey is like, he is kitchen cat. That's Casey. I know, it's original. Zach, his brother, only likes drinking running water. So he actually likes drinking the water when I'm pouring it into their big bowl. He actually used to lie in the sink and he would drink running water from the tap. When we turned the tap on, even if it was running all over him. He was a funny boy. And when we first got them, I'm kind of thinking, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference between the two. Well, Casey's got a white nose and one white ear, and the other one being black, because he's a black and white. He's not a tuxedo, they're both black and white. Sorry, something on my face. And Zach has a black nose and two black ears. So I kind of learned, you know, reasonably quickly the difference between the two of them. Zach, I jokingly say, cries like a girl. He's got such a high-pitched meow, it's funny. But he's such a smoocher, and he will shove his nose through the wire, chicken wire, and scent all over it, so all his fur has got stuck where he pushes his nose through, and he's just gorgeous. He's another baby. And then Lexi is the bitch who will eat you, but if you get her on her terms and she decides, I'm squatting on you, that's it, you're stuffed. She'll just, you know, make herself at home and you're just going to have to sit there and take it, human. So yes, but she's a peculiar one. She will actually, you know, she'll eat you when you die kind of thing. She'll eat your earlobes and your fingers off. She always chews on me when I go to pet her. That's, I don't know, her method of affection. And then Godric is my little black boy. He's got a couple of white hairs on his chest. But the rest of him, he's just sooty black. When he was a kitten, he actually, you could see the tabby colours through him. And he has the softest of coats. Like, he's like a fur coat. He's just gorgeous to pet. And he's just the most gorgeous personality. He's just beautiful. I absolutely adore him. He was the one, when I first moved in, I would bring into the house for, you know, a play date in the house. And he'd, you know, hole up in the window and just, you know, watch the world go by from a different angle. Or hide under the furniture because he wasn't used to the house. Poor thing. But he was used to, like, the furniture still smelt like the furniture. But yeah, they haven't been in for a while. The setup that we've got doesn't make it as easy to catch them. You know, but I'm out there at least twice a day to them. Look at them through the window, and we'll talk to them through the window. Because they'll sit on perches that Marcus has built and all that sort of thing. They've got birds that actually come into the run. More fool one of them because I've caught the odd feathers down the bottom. But there's honey eaters that are up in the trees. So there's plenty for them to look at. Lexi likes the high vantage point on one of the layers, and then the others will sit on their layers outside during the day, basking in the sun when the sun comes around and all of that kind of thing. Like, it's an okay kind of life for a cat, but they don't get the big long, you know, walks and hunts and things like that. But then, you know, native wildlife and all that kind of jazz are probably better off without having cats running around. Yeah, but when they go, I don't reckon I'll be getting any more. So Marcus very generously didn't put his foot down and say, you can't come and bring your cats, when I was running away from the ex. So I very much appreciate him doing that for me. And building the run and everything else, he didn't have to do that, you know. He could have said, nah. But we've got a cat hotel. It's got 2 layers and a basement. And it's double insulated. A sloping roof. Stairs internally. Carpeted throughout. Oh yeah, it's a work. Yeah. And they weren't supposed to use where they do use for a toilet, but they do. And I was like, okay. Alrighty, we are nearly finished. And I'm going to leave that because it keeps going down. What? Can't get up. You have to go around. Did you go climbing mountains and things yesterday? Yeah? You did. It wasn't really a mountain, it was a hill, but yeah. You did climb a mountain, yes. And did we get a geocache? Did we get a geocache?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to go home.
You wanted to go home? I know. But you did the mountain. You beat the mountain and you got the cash.
Yes, I got all the cashes, Mummy.
You did get all the caches.
Yes. But you got a cash.
I did.
Hear me. You walk on yourself, Mummy.
I did walk by myself.
Yes.
And I carried you too.
Yuck.
Yuck!
Yeah, yucky.
Yucky? What's yucky?
But yucky.
What was yucky? Me carrying you was yucky.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Mommy, look at me, Mummy.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Now. What are you doing?
I'm standing, Mummy.
Hmm?
I'm standing on my
Oh, you're standing.
Yeah, I'm standing. Okay. Oh.
You're a funny girl. Alright, I'm done. Oh. What's that one?
Okay, I fall again. Mommy, I fall again, Mommy.
I
Mommy, I show you, Mommy.
think that's an S.
I show you, Mommy. I show you.
Hmm? What are you doing?
I can see myself, Mommy.
No, you can't.
Mommy,
Mhm.
I said on your lap, Mommy.
No, I'm gonna say goodbye.
I said on
Just
my
be
lap.
careful. Be careful, don't hit anything. Okay. Pen going away. Roller coming out. Oh, and no popping.
I know.
So, oh, there is. There we go.
Mommy, I can
and
read
there's
it.
something up here. There we go with the clicks. Oh, a couple of clicks there.
Yes, there's more clips, Mommy.
More clicks. And they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Careful. Careful, don't knock it. Alright,
Now you're done, eh?
we are done. Got more of her hair done. So,
But I'm not
we're getting
done.
there. And then onto the dress. The slinky dress.
But I'm not done with my book,
Um,
Mommy.
I'll try and fix the camera.
Mommy, I'm not
Um,
finished my book
I
too,
need to,
Mommy.
Marcus needs to go into the settings or something. We need to
I'm not
find
finished my book
the
too,
non-blurred
Mommy.
bit. But yeah,
I'm not
I'll figure it
finished
out.
my book, Mommy.
You've not finished your book. She's got a book. Oh, okay. Alright.
Mommy,
Please take care of yourselves. As I said before, I do have
that's
Patreon
lovely.
if you would like to take part. Sophie, please don't. No, no. You're in my view. Move.
I want it.
Yeah, okay. If you would like to support my channel via Patreon, please sign up. You can sign up for a, here's a bit of encouragement, or you can actually get something for your investment. Not that you don't get videos as a subscriber, but you will get the vlogs as an extra investment if you subscribe to that kind of category. So there's that. You will get exclusive content on that. And yeah, there's that. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Please hit the bell for notifications of when I post anything, including things like the community posts. And if you're still with me on this, please go and check out the community posts that I did do. Don't. I'm still recording, Sophie. Don't touch the keyboard. Please vote on that if you would like, one weekly vlog pieced together, or you want the incidentals as they happen and fresher. So I might be kind of saying, hey, I'm vlogging, it's Friday, and then you get it on the Friday. Or it could be, I'm vlogging on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, here's your whole vlog video for the week,
Mommy, you make cool hands, Mommy.
Okay. So, with that, I'm going to go because she's probably going to hit the keyboard and then I'm going to get upset. I will see you around on another video. Bye for now.
I don't want to hit your board.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.